There are so many compulsive liars in the Trump administration, let's face it. But just, sometimes it's just fun to pull one off the shelf and browbeat him for a little bit. Today, let's browbeat compulsive liar extraordinaire who lies with her little Christian cross around her neck, as though that somehow we're all able to overlook it because she has on performative religiosity around her neck. Put up this first video.
I want to get the president's reaction to Moody's downgrading the credit rating of the United States.
Sure. Well, look, the president talked about this over the weekend. The Secretary of Treasury also talked about it. When you look at the world has confidence in the United States of America and our economy once again.
Just a lie.
The president just last week secured trillions of dollars in investments from countries in the Middle East. We have seen trillions of dollars of investments flowing into our economy since the president took office. That is because America or people around the world have confidence in the United States of America.
Okay, that is a complete lie. Nobody in the world has confidence in the United States of America that used to be our ally. The fact of the matter is, he is now setting up businesses in police states, basically, that fund terrorism. And so they're going to start building all these AI chips. So this administration is so hypocritical and it's like so schizophrenic. You get whiplash following it. First, we're going to bring all the jobs over here. Guess what, America? You're going to have all these great jobs sewing T-shirts. We're going to bring all of these fabulous jobs back here. Next thing you know, we're setting up all these shops over in Qatar. Also, they just gave Donald Trump a $400 million plane. And then she just has to constantly propagandize that everybody in the country is just like, oh my God, America is so great. They are living in cuckoo for Cocoa Puff la la land. Literally no one is saying that, except for the bad guys. And the bad guys are saying, finally, we can infiltrate. And this is something that's really, really important to point out. Have you guys ever noticed that when these people infiltrate, when it's Russia, they go to the NRA or they go through the National Prayer Breakfast? When it's these Middle Eastern countries that fund terrorism, that funded 9/11, do they go through the Democrats? No, they go through MAGA. You know why? Because these people are dumb and they're easy to manipulate. And I know that that's just I'm just going to plainly say it, but it's true. These people have no conviction. They don't stand for anything. And the bad guys sniff it out and they just go right in like a heat-seeking missile and drain all the power from our country for these flea bags in the Trump administration.
Well, and the people that are profiting off the Middle East are the Trump family and Trump personally. And let's be very clear. The Middle East made all these promises last time and fulfilled none of them in investment. And you're talking about building chips in Saudi Arabia. Why don't you build those chips in the United States of America? Because it's a quid pro quo. And it's not for America. It's for Trump to gain money and power over there. And she is the biggest liar. I can't stand her.
And his trashy private plane. Let's not forget.
That he begged for, as it turns out.
Yeah, it turns out, guys, hey, there's some little report shopping. At first, he said it was a gift and would be so stupid not to take it. Apparently, he asked them for the plane. And again, that shows you how these bad guys know the people that are easy to manipulate. They know where the weakness is. They sniff it out. These diabolical, strong men sniff out the weak guys in the American administration, and they go and they get them hook, line, sinker. The NRA people, the prayer breakfast, Trump administration, weak city. Okay, next up, we have another video of the compulsive liar of the day. Play the clip.
President Trump and his top economic aides have repeatedly said that Americans will not pay the cost of tariffs. In fact, last week, Lutnick said people have to drop the, quote, silly arguments that consumers would pay.
Well, first of all, the CEO of Walmart made those comments about the tariffs on an earnings call where CEOs, I believe, are legally obligated to give the most dire warnings and forecasts to their investors and stakeholders. The reality is, as the president has always maintained, Chinese producers will be absorbing the cost of these tariffs. And that is why China was so quick to hustle to the negotiating table with the United States of America. They need our markets. They need our consumers.
All right, lies. All of this is lies. China is kind of like F you. You're 10% of our economy. We're moving along. They feel incredibly disrespected. They cannot stand J.D. Vance. They think these people are immature, petulant assholes. and they are, and they don't like this style of disrespect. All of this is a lie. We need China a million times more than they need us. She's lying through her teeth, and that she's still sitting there saying that China is going to eat the tariffs. Here's what's so dangerous about this. These MAGA people that have these small businesses in red states and blue states, anywhere in rural America, it doesn't matter what color your state is, rural America is pretty red. They believe him, and they believe Fox News, and they believe her. And guess what's happening to them? They're going bankrupt. They effed around, and now they're in the find out phase. And as much as I dislike this movement, and as much as I dislike these people that triple trumped, I'm bigger most of the time, and I look in the mirror and I think, this is not good. This is manipulation. You're propagandizing. This is a cult, and it takes the stronger people. And I know it's hard, listener. I know it's hard, but it takes us standing up for even the people who voted against their best interests. That's what separates us from the compulsive liars like Caroline Leavitt, who's a charlatan and wears the fake cross around her neck when she sits there and lies through her teeth, harming American citizens and businesses.
Well, and just the fact that they're still acting like that somebody else is going to pay the tariff. It's the consumers. Every single business has said that. And China ignored Trump for days and days and weeks. The lies are unbelievable.
All right. Next up, let's move on to browbeat Elon Musk a little bit. So you hear these reports all the time that Elon's in, Elon's out, blah, blah. I mean, we know this. Elon's a nut. Untreated drug addict. I mean, wants to breed. I mean, wants to have like a goal of 5,000 kids or something. That's weird. All right, put up this headline. All right, Musk's finished, done, gone. He pulls terrible. People hate him. This is from the Daily Beast, and it says Trump world is slamming the door on Musk. People hate him. I remember 5 or 6 weeks ago, we reported on something very similar, and I thought he was gone. And then there was one of those circle jerk board meetings where everybody's there, and then Elon's there again. He has on like 5 different hats, cracking jokes. He thinks it's a real knee slapper. So then I thought maybe he's going to be gone again. And then I look over on the Arabian circle jerk tour, the bribery scheme tour, and Elon Musk, there he is. He's right there again. So I don't know if I believe this or not. I think maybe people in Trump world hate him, but they don't realize just how compromised both of them are. And when we say this, we always go back to the potential that they're compromised by Vladimir Putin, because it always seems that it always leads back there with this political party and with the people at the top of it.
Well, we know that the pre-existing relationship between Musk and Putin is well documented, as it is with Trump. But what's interesting about this whole Elon's out thing, like you said, he shows up on the Middle East bribery tour, but DOGE is supposed to shut down. He's supposed to be gone by the end of May. So will he or won't he? Will he be appointed to something else? Because I don't think anybody in Trump world likes him. But I think the difference is he bought and paid for this president. And he continues to wag the dog.
I'm just going to tell you what, it reminds me of that scene in Brokeback Mountain where he says, I wish I could quit you. You know, it just seems like it's always everybody hates Musk. He's unfollowing Sean Duffy. He's getting a fight with Marco Rubio. He and Scott Besson are shouting, fuck you, when Georgia Maloney's in the Oval Office, and it's over. And then there he is. He's always just right there again. All right, next up, put up this headline. Trump has wiped Elon Musk's name from Truth Social as GOP insiders admit he's finished, done, gone. President Donald Trump was posting about Musk on Truth Social an average 4 times per week in March and February. And again, I bring this back up to Brokeback Mountain.
You cannot miss the comparison.
You know, there was a real effort to try to break up, and they were unable. And I think it was Brokeback Mountain. Listen. LGBTQI+, we're the biggest allies. I love that film. It's fantastic. Just that one-liner in it. I wish I could quit you.
Right.
It just kind of reminds me of this moment. Okay, next up, put up the next headline. A key Social Security program mandated by the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE, was ordered shut down on Friday for not only being inefficient, but also creating chaos for those applying for their benefits and those who process claims. Social Security officials pulled plug on ineffective DOGE program that sparked mass chaos. Okay, here's the real story here. And as the media, corporate media and right-wing media are, losing their minds talking about Joe Biden when he got cancer, when he didn't. Joe Biden is not president. Elon Musk is a private citizen that bought his way into the center of the federal government. He fired hard-working Americans that make sure that airplanes are safe in the sky. He dismantled USAID, which helped America give aid to the poorest, sickest people in the world. He wants to take away Social Security. He's publicly called it a Ponzi scheme. And here's the difference between Elon Musk and every American on Social Security. Every American on Social Security paid their taxes. The money was taken out of their hard-earned paycheck and put aside for them so that when they retired, they could get their benefit back. Elon Musk doesn't even pay taxes, and he wants to come in, and he wasn't even born in America. No. He wants to come in and take hard-working Americans' money, and they lie to you. It is diabolical.
Well, and what's so unbelievable about the whole DOGE thing, everyone agrees the government should be more efficient. Everybody agrees on that, just like everybody is pro-family. But he went in with a chainsaw instead of a forensic accountant because he is unqualified, incompetent, and corrupt. Full stop.
Totally. I mean, that's the thing that the media should have asked. How is this guy, how does he have the skill set to do this? What is his background that has brought him to where he could actually autopsy federal spending and decide what's fat and what could be cut without congressional approval? And that's not what he wanted to do. The whole purpose of DOGE, everybody needs to understand this. He had investigations into him, wherein he was going to be fined and his companies were probably going to lose government contracts. And he went in and he got all the goods on these companies, shut them down, shut down the investigations into him, and then awarded himself more contracts. And then on top of it, as a thank you to the hardworking American taxpayers, he's going to take away your Social Security. That's what MAGA is to its core. They don't believe in anything except for doing evil shit. It's so unbelievable. If it were a movie script, you would think there's no way a country that had the power and the stature of the United States of America would voluntarily vote for these morons to run it. But no, we have these fucking idiots running around the world representing us. And then to bring it back to the top, Caroline Levitt, everybody just thinks America's doing so great. What planet do you live on? I mean, it's just insane. All right, that's all we have for today. Hey, Pumps and I wrote a book. It's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. It's a great little respite for you all to read from all of the Trump-Musk fuckery. So go into our link in bio and you can pre-order it. It comes out next week and we'll see you all later.